All right. Okay, we're going to talk about honestly, like if this is one of the most important things to understand as a small business owner when it comes to marketing to actually drive foot traffic. Okay, if you take nothing else away from any of these trainings, let it be this. I talk to so many business owners. They are constantly trying to think up ways to bring more people in. And yes, foot traffic, more people. Like this is the solution to every problem, right? But we don't just need more of any person that we can possibly get in the store or the restaurant or the studio, whatever you're driving people to. We need the right people who buy. Okay. And so we really, really, really have to understand who our specific VIP customers are and how to get them in. That is how you have your business, grow and remain profitable. Okay. So the foot traffic framework, everything that you're learning, we are really thinking critically about how to find our local VIP customers who are going to buy. So here's why this is important. So every business, they have three types of customers, okay? When we think about our irresistible offer and something that is designed to bring in people and to be, the core or foundation of what we are marketing about, you can not create an irresistible offer that works if you're trying to market to everyone. Okay. I'm sorry, but it doesn't work that way. We've got to understand how our customers think and feel, what's going on in their brains. And we have to understand who our VIPs are. And so this is really, really important. And I talk to business owners all the time and they haven't thought about this way, but here's how this works. Okay. Every business has three types of customers. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, who you are or what you're selling. You have three types of customers, and this is why this is important here. This is going to, like, many people tell me when I first go over this, like they're like, "Wow, you just blew my mind." Get ready, write this down, and then I want you to really think critically as I go through the rest of this training about who your customers are in each of these three buckets. Okay, so first. And these are the easiest customers to attract. These are what I call the look-loos. So the looky-loos are people who are interested in your business, but rarely, if ever, buy, or if they do buy, it's really hard to get them to come back, right? So these are the people who, we feel like our marketing is working because they click, they browse, they try on, they comment that they love it. They are maybe price shopping. So they're coming in and they're, really engaging with you and trying to see what you offer. But then they're buying it online because they just wanted to see it in person, right? So you might convert some of them with a discount, but that's because they've already decided to buy it anyway, and now you're giving away profit margin, right? These are the ones who say, "Oh my gosh, I love it," but then they don't buy. Or they come in and they, try everything in the store on, or they sit in the couch, or they, get a free happy hour drink and they say they love it here, and then they never come back. These are the "I never knew you were here." And, the ones that are just like not truly super interested in your business. They're looky-loos. They're thinking about, all these different things. They're not super engaged. They might enjoy being there, but like they're not good customers, right? And it exhausts us as business owners to have a ton of these people coming in because we are not really sure what we're doing wrong, or like what we can do to get them to buy other than offer them a discount. The reality here is we don't need to market to these people. We market to the right people. We'll still get some of these because they will be attracted to certain things that we're putting out there. But we essentially need to just stop thinking about these people. Let them be. We're not marketing to them. We're not trying to sell to them. They are only buying if and when they have decided on your product through all their own research and they have looky-looed everybody else. They're not worth our time, okay? Not only that, but if we are focusing on looky-loos, this is a spiral I see people get into all the time, and it is so, so dangerous. We're training our entire customer base to wait until we have a discount or an offer to buy. This is what focusing on looky-loos does to a business. And obviously that's really, really bad. You're giving away margin to people who, aren't loyal to your business anyway. Okay, so those are the looky-loos. It feels like this is a lot of your customer base, and it's because we haven't really done marketing strategy yet, right? Like if this is you, you're sitting here going, "Oh my gosh, like I have so many of these people." Well, my strategy is going to help you with that. But we have to first understand that this is not our core customer. This is not who we should be marketing to. We don't want looky-loos. And so we need to kind of just like let that go. We aren't offering discounts. We aren't talking to them. We, if some of them do come in and buy, great, but like that's not our core customer. We're going to let them go. Okay. Second type of customer. These are the detractors. And I see so many of my clients, they are wasting a huge amount of time and energy and marketing spend and effort, and they're trying to convert detractors into buyers, and that's never going to happen. So, the detractors are, your trolls, people saying nasty things about you online, or unsubscribing from your email list, or saying it's too expensive, or saying, well, the store down the street did it better 10 years ago, or, trying it on, going through your whole store, messing up your displays, and then being like, it's not for me. Okay. Again, we don't waste time or energy or money on detractors. We are never going to convert detractors into customers. We are just giving away our resources, both emotional and physical, to them when we engage with detractors. And so not only do we not care about trying to get detractors to turn into customers, but we need our marketing to actively repel them. Okay. When we have marketing in place that is strategically directed towards the right customers, it's really powerful, because you're going to kind of turn off people that weren't your customers anyway. And then we don't even have to deal with them, much less spend money on them and waste our resources. So big thing, we can't focus on the looky-loos. If they buy, great, but like that is kind of a waste of time and energy to get them to come back. And when we think about detractors, the only thing we want is just to keep them away. We don't waste time or energy on trying to take someone who thinks something's too expensive and turn them into a customer. It's never going to work. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of time. And we can just let these guys go too. Okay? We don't want to market to detractors. We don't want to waste time or energy on them. All right. So who are we marketing to? These are who I call your VIPs. Okay. So when we are talking about understanding your customer and who we're marketing to and what they want and who we really want to bring in, I call these our VIP customers. Okay. They are the ones who are the center of the bullseye. They're, worth the most points in my bullseye analogy. And they're the people who are not just going to be really engaged and invested in your business. You're creating community with your VIPs, right? They're buying from you because they understand that you really offer them what they truly want. They feel a connection to you. They don't care about a percentage off. They care about what they want, and they understand that you have it. Not only that, the reason VIPs are so powerful, and this is where we need to focus our marketing efforts, is they're also the ones who are creating that word of mouth, telling their friends. They're the ones who are most likely to be repeat customers who come back again and again. And they are not ever buying because you're talking about something generic or about your products or services. They're buying and they're becoming your VIP customers because they understand and want to be part of that community, whatever that is for your specific business. So we really have to focus in on VIPs. This is super important. And the irresistible offer, that is designed to really speak to them specifically. This is how you grow your business. Okay. We have to make them really feel heard and understood, and that they also understand that we have what they want. That's what your irresistible offer does. So we're not talking about products or services. We're giving them something that is a unique experience to your business that they cannot get anywhere else. And the reason why we do this is so important, when we're talking about sales versus profit. Okay. You'll hear me say this. This is in later trainings, and it is just a truth. In today's world, new customers cost money. It is a paid ads game. You don't reach new customers through organic channels anymore. So if we are doing marketing that actually works, we have to spend money to get people that don't know about us to know about us. New customers cost money. But if we're focusing on every single customer that could possibly be ours, including the looky-loos and the detractors, and we're not really marketing to the VIPs, this is a leaky bucket. Okay, because looky-loos come in and they might buy, but they're not coming back. We're offering discounts, we're giving away our margin, we are confused, and then we're doing marketing that works even worse, and you're just constantly draining your profits out of the bottom of this leaky bucket and continuing to have to spend money to get new customers in. You can see how this can really snowball into a big problem really fast. So we've got to figure out how to fix the leaks in the bucket. And the absolute best, most important thing to do this with is finding the right customers. We've got to think about VIPs as our primary market and stop worrying about everybody else. So, new customers are always going to cost money. They just are. But when you have VIPs in your bucket, and that's who you're marketing to, it helps, not just plug the leaks, but like kind of, how should I put this? Like there's more ways to fill this bucket because your VIPs are working for you. As I mentioned, VIPs are where your repeat business comes from. You have a higher customer lifetime value. So that means, the more that they come in, the more that they spend, you don't have to spend money to keep them coming back necessarily, because you can market to them using some of those organic channels like social and email once they know about you and they are your customer. And because they don't care as much about discounts, you have higher margins. And because they love the experience and they are your VIPs, they're giving, their friends and family the push to come in as well. That word of mouth that, doesn't necessarily cost you anything. So we've got to think when we're marketing to people, when we're trying to bring new people in, it's VIPs only. Another way to put this, if you are just splashing marketing everywhere, if it's generic, if you're not specifically targeting those VIPs, if it's talking about products or services, if you're offering discounts, it is like this paint here, right? Like you're just kind of like splattering content out there. It's hitting everybody. No one is necessarily reacting to it. Like maybe you might get someone wet enough in this analogy where they're kind of like, okay, like, let me see where that came from. I guess I'll go figure this out. But like, this is so inefficient, right? Like this is not the way to actually, get your business to grow. It's just like splattering content out there to everybody, no matter what, and just hoping that some of it comes back. Like this is honestly how you get more of those looky-loos and detractors than VIPs, because they're the ones that are, you hear me saying it in a lot of my lessons, like, there's a lot of trash bait out there on social media. There's a lot of people clicking just because they like to click. Like those are the looky-loos and the detractors. That's who we are marketing to if we don't have a very, very specific message and know how to attract our VIPs. Is, all these people who aren't great customers. So we don't want to be splattering, marketing everywhere, just like so much paint on a wall. So the reason why it is so important to build out that irresistible offer, understand your VIP, do it from their perspective and speak to them in their language, is because what we're doing here and the whole purpose of this is that, rather than splattering paint everywhere, what we're doing is we are kind of like drawing a circle around our VIPs with that irresistible offer. We are kind of, making sure that every piece of marketing that they see, whether that is, a new customer seeing an ad for the first time, or whether it's, someone who's already purchased from you and we're getting them to come back again, and again, we're kind of drawing this invisible fence around them with that irresistible offer and with the marketing message that speaks directly to them. And we are keeping them inside our circle and like they're seeing our business everywhere. It's really, really powerful, right? Like this is how you keep someone engaged with your business for years and years who is a good VIP. And it also, at the same time, of course, we are essentially locking out the looky-loos and the detractors because they're not responding to that irresistible offer. They either don't like our business in the first place, which is fine, we don't need them, or they are so focused on price or, just being a weird little shopper or a clicker or whatever, something that isn't like an engaged customer, that they're not really reacting to that irresistible offer. And that's what we want. Okay. If you're spending money getting customers, spend your money on the right customers. Do not worry about those who are not great customers because we don't need them. Okay. So VIPs, this is really, really, really important. Because as I said, like we're going to get into this in a later lesson, it costs money to bring in customers. And there are so many costs in a business these days. You have enough leaks in your bucket with all of the outside forces. Don't have your customer attraction and retention system be a part of it. We've got to think only about those true VIPs and how to attract them. And, the other thing to think about here when I said, this is a paid ads game, this is how you attract new customers. If we're thinking about, marketing only as an organic strategy, so if you're just using things like SEO or organic social, that's like trying to fill your bucket with the tiniest of little drips. And it takes a lot of effort and energy, and you are still not necessarily able to target VIPs with organic strategies. This is why organic works best once you have someone in your system and you're putting that fence around them, that circle to have your, VIPs see you everywhere. That's where organic works best. If we have to spend money at customers, let's spend money getting the right customers and let go of the ones that we don't need because they're not going to help our business anyway. So really, really important mindset shift here. And as you're thinking about your irresistible offer, like have that VIP customer in mind. Think of the person that you do have that comes back again and again and again and has brought their friends in. If you don't have that person yet, think about, it's probably yourself, right? Like most local business owners, they're so passionate about their business, they are one of their VIPs. So like think about your mindset and what you love about the business, and we're using that to target these customers and build our irresistible offer. So just, really keep that in mind as you're thinking about customers that are worth our effort and our marketing spend. If VIPs only, we're going to let everyone else go. And that is a really big thing that's going to help you so much in your business. Last thing I'll say here, this is not easy. Okay. This is actually not only the most important thing that I teach as part of all of my, marketing efforts, my programs, my coaching, like with every single client, like we hone in on our VIPs, and it is a huge part of what makes marketing work. And, a lot of business owners, like they're so close to it, they're looking at the trees and they can't step back and look at the forest. So like, if you're feeling like this is hard, or like you can only get, very basic demographic facts, on paper about your VIPs, that's not because this doesn't work, right? It's because this is a difficult thing to get right. And so if you find that this is something that like makes a lot of sense, but you're having trouble executing on it, connect with me, okay? Because I have other resources. We can talk about some of the programs and coaching resources I have. I focus a lot with my clients on getting this right, because not only is it the most important thing to possibly do before you do any marketing, but it is one of the hardest things to get right for business. So having someone kind of look over this with you and help you do it the right way and hold you accountable for going deep enough to understand your VIPs is a really, really powerful thing. So dive into that irresistible offer worksheet. And of course, book a call with me if you want some help with this and you want to talk about, working with me to get this right. We'll see you in the next lesson.